Jim Rayburn, the founder of Young Life, said it best. He said that Christ is the most powerful, most extravagant, most attractive personality to ever grace the earth. But that message in the wrong hands and the wrong approach can reduce that message to the level of boredom.
No matter what kid's background, they're looking for Jesus, whether they know it or not. They're looking to be loved. So a lot of kids are just looking for it in the wrong places.
When I'm feeling all alone, there's so far to go. The signs are nowhere on this road.
Yeah, most of the kids that we go for are the unchurched kids. Kids who typically don't step into church, or just who have the wrong sense of who Christ is.
One of the challenges and issues that students are dealing with on Oahu and in the city in Honolulu is a lot of peer pressure. They're looking for love in the wrong places, whether it's through drugs or alcohol, or through relationships, or through sex, or through gangs, or acceptance through sports, or academically, and all that pressure leads up to kids really, they're looking for Christ, but trying to find it in the wrong places, and it's leaving them empty.
Oftentimes they'll replace, God's love, and they'll try to find their own pieces to put into the puzzle, and oftentimes it doesn't fit, it tends to break them a little bit.
Young Life is really just being the incarnation of Christ and going where kids are. It's really bringing Christ to kids, going to where they are, hanging out where they're at. Its goal is really to love kids, and to love kids right where they're at, whether that's at the soccer games, or at basketball games, or at school functions. Young Life is really just walking, being the hands and feet of Jesus.
Our goal as Young Life leaders is really just to love kids. And through that relationship of getting to know each other, then we have the opportunity to share Christ with them.
To build friendships with students where you have opportunities to share with them.
We have quite a few teachers on campus, and we're involved in kids' lives every day.
What is Young Life Club?
We like to call it organized chaos.
At Young Life Club, the moment the kids walk in the door, there's music pumping, fun, games, there's raffles, and all of this leads up to break down the walls so that one of the leaders can present Jesus in language kids can understand.
Young Life Camp is a really fun experience for these kids, probably the best time of their lives. We take them to outer islands, we take them around Oahu, we take them to the mainland, and just different places. These kids get to get out of their normal everyday life and just to experience different things. We take them hiking, zip lining, swimming, play tons of games, sports, and different things. And in the midst of this, they get to hear about a guy named Jesus. And after they get to hear a message breaking down the gospel, we take the kids and we get to have a small group type setting where the kids get to be open and free and talk just what they feel about what they've just heard. And this gives the kids an awesome chance to ask any questions and get to know more about themselves and more about Christ.
Our campaigners or discipleship, every group has different names. Some of them call it cabin time or breakfast with the boys or the girls. And what it is getting students together with leaders in a small group setting where they can really talk about each other's lives and get into the Word and what does this mean and how does it apply to my life. And so that's really discipling the kids. What does it mean to grow in my relationship with Christ, and what does that mean to really this walk for a lifetime? We get kids plugged into the local church and a church where they feel comfortable. So most often students get plugged in with the leader that they're closest with.
The things that's very important about Young Life is they establish relationships that last for years and years and years, even after they're done with high school. It's such a joy to talk to these folks even years later, and it's fun to see.
I would love to see Young Life in every single high school and middle school here in Oahu. It would be amazing to have Young Life leaders living out their relationship with Christ in high schools, in town, high schools on the windward side, inner city schools, the private schools, the public schools.
Really, it's through consistency and relationship that kids end up trusting you enough to share their story and end up trusting you enough to then, be able to share life with them. And so that's really the approach, is Jesus' model of going to where people are at, not having people come to us.